Okay. Otherwise, if you started with A, so A is moved to B, then B is moved to C. Means which the A's have to mesh each other. So we have to follow the C. Is it clear?
ನಿಮ್ಮ ಏರ್ಟೆಲ್ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಿಸಿದ ರೀಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಸೇವೆಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ಗಳಿಗಾಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯ ಸೌಕರ್ಯದಿಂದ ಏರ್ಟೆಲ್ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಆಪ್ ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ www.airtel.
So if you are not here, so A is meshed with B. So you have to write B. Then B is meshed with C. So you have to write C. So in this I put C. This is
hello sir.
C meshed with
sir.
So I got B here. Then B meshed with C.
ಬರಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಇವತ್ತು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇತ್ತು ಸರ್ ಇವತ್ತು ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾಡು ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದು ಮತ್ತೆ HMT ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಸರಿ ಸರ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ನಾಳೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅವರ್ ಇದೆ ಅದು ಮುಗಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಸರ್ ನಾಳೆ 1 ಅವರ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಮುಗಿತೀನಿ ಸರಿ ಸರ್
first hour we have to fix second what we have here we are started there should be plus one conversion so that is one conversion in come to purpose direction okay so now
okay please copy this question so that we'll go for the first case so in both the cases the first step to be followed is TF that is film temperature is TW plus T infinity by 2 wall temperature is 100 air temperature is 20 100 plus 20 is 120 by 2 60 degree so take the properties of the fluid which is the fluid given the fluid used in this condition is in this problem is air so with respect to air at 60 degrees centigrade we take the property what are all the properties we supposed to take kinematic viscosity Prandtl number and kinematic viscosity let us take all these properties of air at 60 degrees centigrade. Once you take all this property, so go for the data handbook with respect to the properties of air at 60 degrees centigrade. You take the property, then you find out the beta value. The value of beta is 1 by TF plus 273. TF is 60, so that 1 by 60 plus 273 will get the value of beta as 3 into 10 to the power of minus 3, 1 by Kelvin.
So how we can write this?
Now, here, hence the plate is kept vertical. We will take L itself, length of the plate is simply LC. I'll tell when it is going for the, when we went for the horizontal plane, we go for that. So GR is equal to G beta L cube delta T by kinematic viscosity. G we know, beta we got right now. L is 0.5, that means vertical length of the plate is 0.5. Delta T is T ball minus T infinity divided by kinematic viscosity. So that the Grashof number is, you calculate. Don't believe on this answer, you please calculate. The value of Grashof number we got this much. The next step we're supposed to do is product of Grashof into Prandtl number. If we multiply these two, we'll get the value of Prandtl and Grashof number as 0.507 into 10 to the power of 9. You please calculate the values. We got 0.507 into 10 to the power of 9.
So
then see, check out this whether this is less than 10 to the power of 9 or greater than 0.10 to the power of 9. Of course, it is less than 10 to the power of 9. So that I write a note. Note is GR is less than 10 to the power of 9. Therefore, the type of the flow is laminar. When the plate is kept vertical, yes.
Sir, we can hear 2 audio, sir.
Just a minute.
So here,
now can you hear? Hello?
We can still hear it, sir.
Sir, we can hear some other man speaking in the background, sir.
Now? Now? Hello? Okay.
No, sir.
Now, okay. Now PR into GR we got less than 10 to the power of 9. Therefore, the type of the flow is laminar flow. Once you came to know that there is a laminar flow, we'll go for case 1. Till here, either it may be horizontal position or laminar. For vertical position, we got a laminar flow. Now for the case 1, hence this value is less than 10 to the power of 9, but it is nearer to the 10 to the power of 9. So I can consider this as a laminar flow with higher value of PRGR. So I'll open the data handbook now. I'll open the data handbook. Please refer. which
to find out this.
NU value you're supposed to take. Online.
To find the speed of area.
Open the data handbook
So.
of natural convection.
So area is equal to so what is the same speed of area?
Natural convection. Can you see the data handbook?
So here, this TB is cancelled. So it will become minus TC by T. So you get.
Hello, I projected the data handbook. Can you see?
Yes, sir.
I just open because in free convection there are so many NUs. Which one is supposed to select?
So you may get rid of.
It's here. Free convection, page number 134, which I have shared in the Google Classroom. See here. Now I got if this value, this table is used if the value of GRPR is less than 10 to the power of 9. Of course, it is less, but it is nearer to the 10 to the power of 9. So this is the value. Higher values of GRPR, but it is still less than 10 to the power of 9. So we'll go for this. Here you can see this. In the range of 10 to the power of 4 to 10 to the power of 9, GRPR is there. We will use this equation 0.59 GRPR to the power of 0.5. Same equation I used here. You can see.
So I hope you got it.
See 0.59 GRPR to the power of 0.25. Same equation. What is that here? That depend upon the value of GRPR. Then once you finish that, if we calculate that value, I get a Nusselt number as 88.55. 88.55 is the Nusselt number value. You please calculate along with us so that we'll come to know what mistakes, if there is any mistakes in the calculation. Then, after that, as usual procedure, Nusselt number is equal to HLC by K. You concentrate on this LC. Why you written LC instead of L? You can write L if it is a vertical plate. There is no issue. If it is a cylinder, we'll write D. But if it is horizontal position, what to take? I'll explain. So NU we got thermal conductivity of the air. Characteristic length is 0.5. So that we'll get H as 5.172. By using the value of H, what we got, if I substitute in Q is equal to HA delta T. That is HA TW minus TS. H value is 5.129. Area is 2. He has used both the sides. So that 2 I have included here. 2.2 into 0.5 to 0.5. Both the sides, area of the plate is exposed for the heat transfer. So H is this, area is this, TW is 100, TS is TS means this is T infinity. T is the wall minus T infinity. That is 20 degrees centigrade. Fluid temperature is 20 degrees. If we calculate this, we got Q. So if the plate is kept vertically and the plate temperature is 100 and the air is blown along with above this naturally on both the sides, then the rate of heat transfer is 205.16 watts. So this is for vertical position. Coming for horizontal position, you please make a note here. Coming for horizontal position, you supposed to calculate 2 times the value of Q. What is that? See here. If the plate is kept horizontal and assuming that upper surface is heated and lower surface is cooled, use this Nusselt number, find out the value of Q. This is for upper surface. Again, if the surface cooled, upper surface is cooled and lower surface is heated up, then you should use this equation and find out Q. This is for upper surface, this is for lower surface heated up. So finding the Q here, finding the Q here, add up these two. Don't use while see, in the first case what we did, just we multiplied 2 into area, but there we are not going to multiply 2 into area. We'll be having one separate Q for upper surface, separate Q for lower bottom surface, add up those two. But here we are making 2 if it is vertical position. So hence the plate is kept horizontal. You know, the plate is kept horizontal as yesterday we did in the disk problem. Okay, hence the plate is kept horizontal. LC will be equal to area by perimeter. Area for the disk is 500 d square, perimeter is 5d. But for this, it is square plate. So that 0.5 into 0.5 is the area. Perimeter is 2 into 0.5 plus 0.5. See, this one you make a note. If the plate is kept horizontal, either it may be circular, either it may be vertical, anything. Means it may be in the form of disc or it may be in the form of a rectangular plate or a square plate. First, we should calculate the LC. If it is kept horizontally, if it is kept vertically, you just take the length which is perpendicular to the motion of the air. Okay. So we get area by perimeter. LC, the characteristic length is 0.125. See, the dimension of the plate is 0.5 into 0.5, but the characteristic length is 0.125 for the horizontal surface. If it is vertical surface, we will take 0.5 only. That is the only change in horizontal position and vertical position. Then, in the GR formula, Grashof number formula, G into beta, LC cube, delta T by kinematic viscosity. G we know, beta we calculated earlier, that is 1 by TF plus 273. LC, this LC depends upon the position, whether it is vertical or horizontal. If it is vertical, we'll take 0.5 directly. If it is horizontal, it is a ratio of A by P, area by perimeter, 0.125. We done 0.125 to the cube. Delta T as it is, that surface temperature minus fluid temperature, kinematic viscosity. If you simplify everything, you will get the Grashof number as 0.0113 into 10 to the power of 9. So what we want to find out the Grashof number into Prandtl number. Grashof number into Prandtl number, again we got 7.921 into 10 to the power of 6 for horizontal plate. If the plate is kept horizontally, this is the product of GR into PR. Once you know GR, PR, I missed out the note here to write. You were supposed to write a note here. What is the note you are supposed to write? Hence the value of GR, PR is less than 10 to the power of 8. Or for this horizontal plate, no need to write a note. Directly you can proceed with this, because there are two formulas here on them. For horizontal plate, based on the value of GR, PR, we cannot tell it is a laminar or turbulent. There are two formulas if the upper plate is heated. So what is the GR, PR value we got now? We got 7.92 into 10 to the power of 6. 7.92 to 10 to the power of 6 is in between the first equation. It is in between 2, or else you can write a note like this. If the value of GR, PR is in between 2 into 10 to the power of 4 to 8 into 10 to the power of 6, we will go for first equation. Or if it is in this range, we will go for second equation. Now the obtained value is in what form? It is in between 7.9, okay, in between here, 0.7 something to the power of 10 to the power of 6. So we will go for first equation. There is no name, whether it is a, what is the name of the equation? Just NU I suppose to use if the value of GRPR is in between this. We will use 0.54 GRPR to the power of 0.25. Here, 0.54 GRPR to the power of 0.25. So if you simplify all the value, we will get Nusselt number as 30.42. We got Nusselt number as 30.42. Once the Nusselt number is done, go for other formula of Nusselt number, HLC by K. Again, LC, you concentrate on LC. If you substitute 0.5, your solution will go wrong. You should not substitute 0.5, because the 0.5 is supposed to substitute whenever the plate is vertical. If the plate is kept horizontal, the value of LC should be area by perimeter. That is 0.125. So earlier I done 0.5 by mistake. Later on I striked off and I done with LC. Can identify. Then calculate this. We will get the value of H as 7.04 watts per meters per Kelvin. Okay. Then you substitute that same formula here. That is Q for top, H into area, TW minus TS, T infinity. What is H? H is 7.04. Area, what is area? Area is 0.5 into 0.5. But in the first case, what we took? Area is 2 into 0.5 into 0.5. But here, I will not take 2 into 0.5 into 0.5. I will take just 0.5 into 0.5. Only upper surface I will calculate. So if I take only upper surface, I got the Q as 140.95 watts. So all of you please calculate and tell me the values. If it is, there is wrong, please let me know that. 7.04 into 0.5 into 0.5 into 100 minus 20. So that is 140.95 or 145.9. So we got that as Q top. Top surface is finished. We'll go for bottom surface. Here. Considering the lower surface heated up, if the lower surface is heated and upper surface is cooled one, then what is the formula I supposed to use? See, upper surface cooled and lower surface heated. The value, if the Grashof number value is the product of GR into PR is in between 10 to the power of 5 to 10 to the power of 9, I am supposed to use this. For any problem, it will not come below or above. It will be within this only. No need to worry. Okay? So the 0.27 to 0.27 GRPR to the power of 0.25. So 0.27 GRPR to the power of 0.25. If you substitute in this value, we will get Nusselt number as 14.31. Again, Nusselt number we know HLC by K. Again, LC is supposed to be not 0.5. If it is vertical plate, it's supposed to be 0.5. If it is horizontal, it's supposed to be 0.125. See, earlier I done mistake with 0.5. It's supposed to be 0.125. Calculate the value of H. H value we got. Again, H if we got a substitute here, 3 point bottom, Q for bottom, 3.317. Area is just 0.5 to 0.5. Don't multiply with 2. If it is vertical, we can multiply with 2. Now it is horizontal. So bottom surface we are doing. So 0.5 to 0.5, 100 into 100 minus 20. We got Q from bottom is 66.34 and from top it is around 1. It was around 140. From bottom it is 160. So just add up those two. It will be 207.27 watts. If the same place with the same condition kept in same atmospheric air, then the rate of heat transfer, if the horizontal plate it is 207.29 and if it is vertical it is around 205.16. Vertical it is 205, horizontal it is 207. Okay. That means you can decide in some gate exam they will ask the same kind of question. Assume that the temperature of the plate, temperature of the surrounding area, everything is same. Just by changing the orientation of the plate, how the convective heat transfer changes. You can calculate by this and you can tell. Always the convective heat transfer coefficient, if it is horizontal, it will be greater than the vertical position. That you should know. Only you should know this term. If the plate is kept horizontally, the rate of heat transfer will be greater compared to the plate keeping in vertical position. So how much it is great? There is no much difference. I think probably only will be having a 2 watts difference in 2 watts. But in gate, this kind of question they'll ask. Okay. So along with this finding a value of Q in vertical or horizontal, he has also asked what is the percentage increase in rate of heat transfer, not percentage change in rate of heat transfer. So difference divided by smallest in 100. So we got percentage changes 1.037 percentage. Just by changing the orientation of the plate, we got this much increase in the heat transfer. Is it clear? Hello? Is it clear? Somebody has messaged. Any doubts, please message me. If you're having any issue, please message me. Okay. Hoping there is no doubt, shall I proceed? Hello? Okay, I'll go for the next
Sir,
problem.
sir, there is some disturbance, sir. We can't hear your voice properly, sir.
Okay, in which point I should explain again? Can you tell? Because we are in college, no, we are not in home now. In college.
Okay.
Okay. So I cannot use the whiteboard also. I am explaining with the notes only. Where I want to explain again, please tell me, I'll explain the same thing again. Or shall I go for the next problem? Shall I go for the next one?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So next we'll go for the next problem. Yeah. Take this. This is the one problem I'm solving now. Next. Here he has asked in the different limits. He is asking not only the Q, he is asking something else. That is some delta, some H dash, like that. Let us take a vertical plate of 0.5 meter height. The plate is having a height of 0.5 meter and it is maintained at 200 degrees centigrade. It is exposed to atmospheric air at 20 degrees centigrade. Determine the local heat transfer coefficient to the halfway. Very good. See, till now, whatever we have done, it is throughout the length of the plate. Now it is asking to the halfway of the plate. You understand this concept clearly. Till now, whatever we have done, it is for the total length of the plate. Now he is asking only the halfway. And also, the thickness of the free convection boundary layer. As in told, the boundary layer thickness will be there. Either it may be forced or free. Till now, we did not come across the thickness of boundary layer. Now he is asking the thickness of the free convection boundary layer at the top. Means whenever x is equal to some value, what is the value of thickness of the boundary? And also average heat transfer coefficient. Average is H bar. So what is asking? He is asking Hx means H at some location. So where X is equal to half of the way, 0.5 by 2, and also H average and thickness of the molded layer. These three we have done. These three we done for the force convection. Here he is asking for natural convection, same concept. Hence the velocity is not given here. We can treat this problem as free convection. And also mass flow rate of the air is not given. We can treat this given problem as free convection. I will go for the in detail solution problem. See, Nusselt number here it is different. Check out. First step is same. TF is equal to TW minus T infinity, that is 200 plus 20 by 2. It is 110 degrees centigrade. There is no change in the first step. Hence the property of the fluid is, and the fluid given is here. We will take the properties of air at TF 110 degree. What are all the property we want? If it is a for free convection, kinematic viscosity, Prandtl number, kinematic or thermal conductivity. Let us take all these three for the properties of air at 110 degrees. Once we take all this at 110 degrees for air, next step is to go for beta. Beta is equal to 1 by TF plus 273. TF is 110. So 1 by 110 plus 273, you will get the value of beta as 2.61 into 10 to the power of minus 3. This is the value of beta. Once you get the beta, we will go for Grashof number. See here LC will be deferred. I written here LC. Generally, if it is a vertical plate, what we take? We will take LC as length of the plate. But now he is asking to calculate everything to the half of the way, to the halfway, so that LC will be equal to total length of the plate divided by 2. So Grashof number, Grashof number is equal to G 9.81, beta 2.61 into the power of minus 3. LC is 0.25. Even though it is vertical, I taken something value other than the length of the plate. Why? You should know that. If it is horizontal, area by perimeter. If it is simply vertical plate, okay, just LC is equal to R. If it is at some x distance, you take that x distance value. Then delta T is 200 minus 20, kinematic viscosity. With this value, here what is the change is LC, taking LC, because he has given half of the way. Once you know that, go for Grashof number. Find out the Grashof number, then as usual, go for Grashof into Prandtl. You'll get this value, 0.098 into the power of 9. Next. Now I use Nusselt. Instead of using Nusselt numbers generally, I use Nusselt number at a distance of x. Where it is, I'll go back for the formula. I'll go back for the rectangle. Nusselt number at a value of x. Nusselt number at a value of x is here. Constant wall temperature. If the value is less than if the value of GRPR is less than 10 to the power of 9. So what is the value we got now? It is less than 10 to the power of 9, correct? 0.098. Then it is almost 9 into 10 to the power of 7. So it is less than. So if it is less, and also if we are calculating at a distance of x, then which is the Nusselt number I supposed to use? I supposed to use this Nusselt number. Can you see? Nusselt number at a distance of x is equal to 0.508 Prandtl number to the power of 0.5, 0.952 Prandtl number to the power of 0.25, and then GR at an x, GR value at x to the power of 0.25. You take this formula, Nusselt number. Okay. Once you took that formula, substitute all the values. Anyhow, this GR is at a distance of x only. That means LC is equal to x now, correct? Half of the way is given. LC I can write it as x. So we got Nusselt number at x of 40.76. Then at x, if I use this Nusselt number and substitute in this formula, I'll get h at x. That is local heat transfer coefficient. The value of h at a midway or at a halfway. So we got this 7.68. Nu at x is equal to 40.76. Thermal conductivity of air. Characteristic length is L by 2. That is x is L by 2. So we got this 7.68. Once you get this, he is asking for you to find out average. So what is the average? How to find out average? This is the local. In our, can you tell what we did in force convention for average? Can you tell what we did for the force convection in average for the plate? If it is laminar, just multiply into 2, correct? If it is turbulent, we did 1 by 0.8 into Hx. If you want, you can go cross check, or if you want, you can go back and check out. The difference between Hx and H average in laminar for force convection is 2 into Hx. In turbulent region, it is 1 by 0.8 into Hx. That we did. But here I cannot do like that. What we are supposed to do? Again, we are supposed to calculate GR with respect to 0.5. We'll get GR value. Substitute that everything instead of taking x by 2, we will take, instead of taking x or L, x is equal to L by 2, we will take everything else is equal to 0.5 L. Then we do. That is nothing but average. This H is nothing but average. Yes.
So only difference is L by 2 and L, no, sir?
Yeah, L by 2 and L. But here he has given halfway. If he has given 1/4 way, then what you will do?
L by 4.
That is, and the first case it's L by 2, here it's supposed to be L.
Okay.
Okay, then we'll go for thickness of the free convection. That's also asked, no? Means the delta of boundary layer thickness at a distance of 0.x, at a distance of 0.5. That means x is equal to L by 2. So that formula where it is, here, you can see in the data handbook, vertical surface, delta at x, boundary layer is a delta. Here you can see boundary layer thickness at x from the leading edge. What is the x value? X value is 0.5. That is L by 2. Use this equation. 3.93 Prandtl number to the power of minus 0.5, 0.952 plus Prandtl number to the power of 0.25. GR at x minus 0.25. If you go for, I written the same thing. I think it is blur now. You can check out from the data handbook. Same value I written here. Same formula. If we calculate and simplify, we will get the value of. But very important thing here is what is the value of GRX? What you will substitute here? Whether we got GR here also, and we got one more GR here. What is this GR? This GR is with respect to x. This GR is with respect to L. He is asking thickness at x, so that you substitute this GR at x. That means this GR 0.144 into the power of 9. If I use that, I'll get the value of delta x as 0.0145 meters. Clear? And in this problem, he has only restricted to find out only delta x. In the same problem, if he asks to find out hx, nux, you can also find out how you found hx and nux. We find out by this method. No, this is also okay, hx and nux, or we can go by this method. First, you find out delta x. With the help of delta x, I can find hx. With the help of delta x, I can find nx. Perfect, yeah. Hello. To find out hx and nux, there are two formulas. What are those? First, you can use nux as this and find out hx. Or first, you find out delta x. By using the equation of delta x in this, I can find out hx. I can also find out nux. Is it clear?
Actually, I have not calculated.
Hello.
This one, right?
So you can just I written here, or means this one I can obtain with this equation. That means once you know nux, no need to go for delta x for this formula. You can also substitute here. Nux is equal to 2 into x by delta x. Delta x is unknown. Take out delta x. Delta x will be equal to nu by 2 into x. If you do that, then also you'll get delta x. Same value as we got here. As we got here, same value you'll get with this equation also.
So you know the
Clear?
for this LD and AD, so you can substitute. Okay.
Anybody having doubt? Anybody having issue?
So these are the few problems. So
Or shall I go for the next one?
Google Classroom as well as
Shall I go for the next problem?
about gas and gradients. Okay. So
Hello.
from next class we will start the camps.
Shall I go for the next problem?
So actually, the discussion.
Hello?
There is no.
Neerab?
So directly.
Neerab? Neerab? Rishabh?
Yes.
Okay. Understanding or not? Shall I go for the next problem?
By end of this day, you will get a idea.
Shall I go for the next problem?
Whether the internal executive is there or not. If interval is there, so just concentrate, the syllabus is.
Okay. So in this,
Yes, gateways and camps, only theory part, no problem. Okay.
so in this, still two more problems left out. What I'll do is, tomorrow morning, the first hour I'll take the class. Tomorrow morning, first hour I'll take the class and I'll wind up this chapter. So that if I complete this, what all the topics will be completed? First module will be done completely. Second module I've done transient. Third module is convection, post and free. Both will be completed. And fourth module is only radiation, that is also done. And fifth module is heat exchanger with boiling and condensation. So after completing this, I'll go for the fifth module, that is boiling and condensation. In the fifth module, heat exchanger is done. One more chapter is boiling and condensation. Okay. So if I complete that, almost most of the syllabus will be complete. So by tomorrow morning, I'll complete the natural convection and I'll start with boiling and condensation. Tomorrow morning, 8:30, I'll start the class. Okay. All of you please type your reverse number. If you're having any doubt, we can discuss. And those questions you calculate by yourself. Whatever the class I have done now, you calculate and check out what is the value of LC. How to take if the plate is given horizontal, if the plate is vertical, if it is rectangular plate, if it is circular disc or a square plate. For all the things, you should calculate properly. Okay? Check out.
Let's see. So,
I think probably as you requested the test regarding the test, you may get the new circular. We will wait for the new circular. And for the lab batch 3, just listen all of you carefully. Lab batch 3, my batch, heat transfer lab. I'm going to conduct a lab test on 22nd and 23rd. For that, regulations will also come by the end of the day. Batch 3, I'm going to conduct a heat transfer lab on 22nd and 23rd. And you can write the record after the test. That is, after 30th or after the regular test, you can submit your record. No issue for the record now. For time being, you can postpone the submission of the record. But the lab test will be conducted on 22nd and 23rd. Clear? Is it clear? And then all the experiments have been recorded. Audio and video of the record has been recorded. So it will be uploaded to the YouTube. So please go through all the experiment. And if you're having any doubt, feel free to ask and get clarified the doubts. Okay, anybody is having a doubt with heat exchanger? What I done online class? It is similar to the theory class. Just there we are supposed to take the reading, but in the theory, the reading will be given in the form of question. That is the only difference in the heat exchanger. And I think Madhu sir has completed boiling and condensation and critical heat flux. Correct? If you're having any doubt, you can ask. Or in the next class, as I told, from tomorrow morning, I will start the new module, that is boiling and condensation, which corresponds to the experiments what Madhu sir has done. You can also clarify your doubt after that theory class, no issue. Okay. So only two more problems are left out in this. That is, whenever the flow is taking place inside, if the tube is kept without forcefully, if the air is blowing inside the tube, how the heat transfer takes place naturally between the air and the tube surface. That also we'll solve tomorrow. And if the plate one side, if it is insulated, only other side is exposed, how to solve the problem. That also we'll see in the tomorrow's class. So is there any doubt in the convection chapter except the problem which I am covering tomorrow? Is there any doubts? You can ask. So the theory part in the convection is going to ask the significance of non-dimensional numbers, and to derive the pi terms for natural convection as well as forced convection. And what do you mean by velocity boundary layer, thermal boundary layer, and boundary layer thickness at different location of x. Boundary layer thickness based on x. That also he will ask. That is the only theory he can ask in the entire module of convection. Either it may be forced or natural. Okay, I have covered all the problems in forced convection with respect to the plate, and also I have covered all the problems with respect to the forced convection with respect to cylinders, with respect to the plates, turbulent and laminar, and with respect to sphere. All the problems I covered with forced, and the free also. The problems with respect to the plate kept horizontally, disc kept horizontally, and the plate kept vertically, and inside flow tomorrow I will solve. Okay. So I hope all the concept is completed. And one more thing, Praveen sir has covered in FEM class. He has covered heat transfer problems also. No, heat transfer problems and derivation he has done. That is similar to the this subject also. There is, I think probably he may ask one question in the second module. He may ask one question in the second module based on that FEM class. Or means whatever he has derived with respect to heat transfer and whatever the problem he has solved, same problem and same derivation he can ask here also. So I requested Praveen sir to cover the topic. I think probably he has covered. You copy the same material here for the second module, second chapter. First chapter I have done, that is transient, I have done. Second module, second chapter is this, based on heat transfer, based on FEM and Finch. You can cover up there. Okay. Okay, next class means tomorrow I'll go with left out problem with the convection, and I'll start with a new module, new chapter in the 5th module, that is boiling and condensation. Okay. All of you type your USN number, you can leave the class. If you have any issue, please come ask me.